Hello. I guess my attitude is dauntless because every time I think about stopping and quitting making videos because I'm so censored I can't reach anybody, my mind and my conscience kind of forces me to go back to it again. Just Facebook now has what they call fact finders or something like that. If you can imagine, Google, probably the biggest censorship corporation in the world, is claiming on Facebook that they get the facts. And so when people post something that's not true, they put a sign up, they put a covering on your post that tells everybody, warning, don't open this, don't look at this is all lies. Our fact finders have found out that this is bullshit. If you can imagine Google saying that they've got a fact-finding bunch. What a fucking laugh. Hypnogenesis. How many of y'all know what that means? That means when humans consume human flesh and processed meats, etc., it makes you stupid. And processed meats, there's information still around that shows you and tells you about some of the people who have gotten caught and how reluctant the FBI or any of the agencies are to investigate this because they're all in on it. Tinnitus. How many of you know what tinnitus actually is? It's electromagnetic hypersensitive or hypersensitivity. It comes from cell towers and electromagnetic frequencies. And this new 5G breaks the hydrogen bonds of your cells to absorb oxygen and water. Plus it absorbs the water out of the vegetation of the Earth's surface, creating tinderboxes everywhere for them to use their direct energy weapons and start forest fires, which never seem to get put out. The HAARP can create a rainstorm that will drown and displace people and kill livestock and destroy food crops, but they can't create they can't create waterfall to put out the forest fires. It's because they start the forest fires. NATO's Connected Forces Initiative and Smart Defense Program is something that y'all need to look at, and you need to try to stop it. NATO's active denial system, they have all these programs that 5G now can cause these programs to be fully initiated. They can burn you, kill you, drop you to the surface where you stand dead or completely immobilized to where they'll come and scoop you up and throw you in incinerators that they have specially built for FEMA that incinerates you so well it doesn't even leave ash, so there's no cleaning. Just keep piling the bodies in and burning them up. Just pile more bodies in and burn them up. You folks that have not awakened, you Christians who say claim you believe the Bible, claim you're Bible experts. Oh, the KGV, that's all anybody needs. I'm so sick of hearing that dumb, retarded bullshit. Do you know what perspective distortion is? Do you know what angular resolution is? Well, these things set limitations on a person's focal vision and resolution at a distance when looking across a flat surface. Examples are a golf ball or a ship leaving in the distance, and then one can use a visual aid and bring back into full view something that the distance across a flat surface has caused to disappear from your view. Or a car on a long flat highway will disappear till one uses a visual aid to see further than the human eyes can see, which is an average of about 3 miles across the flat earth. Your home, in any indoor place that you work or spend time, all these places, the air within that place is full of chemtrail particulates. All of the filtering systems are intentionally engineered not to stop and not to collect the microscopic nanoparticulates. This is so you will breathe them into your lungs even when you're inside your house. I live in a small trailer. I run a fan and a window-mounted heat pump air conditioner unit. And I usually don't wear a shirt in the summer months. And this year, I kept feeling what I thought were mosquitoes and tiny biting and stinging insects so often and so annoying that I could not focus on research, a movie that I was trying to watch, or a computer chess game or anything, that I ordered house insect bombs to fight what I thought was the problem. My arms, my chest, my shoulders, my back, my bare legs were under constant itch and stinging attacks all the time. When I would turn off the fan and wear a t-shirt, it seemed to stop. The chemtrail particulates were attacking me through my skin pores. I have used a 30 power and a 60 power lead light magnifying glasses to find this out, and this is really bad. I use lint rollers like this right here. When I feel itches on my skin, I will take that lint roller, roll it across my skin, figuring I'm going to find a little flying little insect with wings and legs and a stinger or a biter and all that, and then there's nothing there except tiny, tiny particulates of stuff that you don't normally, you never see with your naked eye. Personally speaking, I have been educating myself so that I can tell someone about the things that I find out, not to tell somebody that I'm smarter than they are. I research for truth so I can know the truth, and so I can share this truth with others, especially with others that I know and that I care about. I care about all of humanity, and then when they reject me for knowing and ignore what I share with them in spite of them arguing and talking over me, then their stiff-necked vanity and pride usually causes me to pity their ignorance to truth and anger, and I get angry at them because of their vain pride and their rejection of knowledge that it just makes me reject them, and this is part of their plan to keep people separated. And they feel that I am making them feel inferior to me, and that disrespects me, because that is not my intent. I am not smarter than anyone else. I have educated myself to things that people's vanity and pride refuses to let them consider. It's the messenger with honorable intent who gets attacked. President Reagan, Gay Boy Toys in the White House, was a newspaper article. Him and another politician took some gay call boys, on a tour through the White House one night, and photographs was in the newspaper showing them doing this, talking about this. I forgot whether it was the Washington Post or the LA Times or what it was, but it was in the newspaper, and the picture was all around Facebook and YouTube for quite a while. It's been taken off my computer. I'm sure I still have it in an external hard drive somewhere, that I reformatted it, hoping to make it more difficult for them to find, but I haven't looked it up. And by the way, President Ronald Reagan was gay. President Reagan, his first speech about AIDS came after 25,000 deaths contributed to AIDS happened in the United States. The truth of the world is that it's chaotic. The truth is not some finely tuned conspiracy theory. The truth is something far more frightening. And nobody's in charge. It's every man for themselves. Where there is state capitalism, there can never be political freedom. Now I'm going to post a video at the end of this right here, and you folks need to check it out. You need to look at it serious, because the CIA agents actually come right out and say they're going to shoot Christians and shoot angry people and shoot fanatics right in the head.
Excuse me, on the left over here, we have individuals who are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics, and this is the expression, RT-PCR, real-time PCR expression of the VMAT2 gene. Over here, we have individuals. So let me complete. So over here, we have individuals who are not particularly fundamentalist, not particularly religious, and you can see there's a much reduced expression of this particular gene, the VMAT2 gene. Another evidence that supports our hypothesis for the development of this approach.
What you see here is by spreading this virus, we're going to eliminate individuals from donning on a bomb vest and going into a market and blowing up the market.
So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. So we have some very, very remarkable data in this next slide. Here we have two brain scans. These are fMRIs. These are two different individuals with different levels of expression of VMAT2. On top is an individual who's a religious fanatic, an individual, and we've repeated this numerous times, that has high levels of VMAT2. Now, this individual down here who had low levels of the VMAT2 gene, this individual would self-describe as not particularly religious. In each case, these individuals were read a religious text. This individual lit up the right middle frontal gyrus, shown here, and that's a part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious, and when they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing something.
So you're suggesting I take a CT scan with me when I'm evaluating people to determine whether I put a bullet in their head?
So the data that I'm presenting here supports the concept that we're proposing, and I think that we would not propose to do CT scans or fMRIs on individuals out in the hinterlands of Afghanistan. The virus would immunize against this VMAT2 gene, and that would have the effect that you see here, which is it's essentially to turn a fanatic into a normal person. And we think that will have major effects in the Middle East.
How would you suggest that this is going to be dispersed? The aerosol?
Well, so the present plan and the tests that we've done so far have used respiratory viruses, such as flu or rhinoviruses, and we believe that that's a satisfactory way to get the exposure of the largest part of the population. Most of us, of course, have been exposed to both of those viruses, and we're quite confident that this will be a very successful approach.
This is fascinating. What's the name of this proposal?
Yeah, so the name of this project is FunVax, which is the vaccine for religious fundamentalism.
And you have a proposal already?
The proposal has just been submitted, and I think that the data that I have shown you today would support the development of this project, and we think it has great promise.